Hello there, welcome one and all to our June auction.
Yes,
It is June.
it is, yes.
I don't know about yous, but are you finding it's like poof, gone, the year's over?
Yep.
I don't know what happened. I sort of woke up, I went to sleep at Christmas and I woke up and it's June. Anyhow, we are going live on Friday. Today is Tuesday. We are reducing the number of videos that we're going to do because I'm getting pulled in 40 different directions and Katie just doesn't want to be with me anymore. It's understandable, really. And
blame me, really?
so we said we're going to reduce the number of videos we're doing this week. So it'll only be 3 videos. We're going live on Friday at 5 as per normal with our auction. It's going to be a relatively small one, actually, by our standards. So there doesn't seem to be as many bottles being sold, and I think people are sort of feeding into this whole.
But it's also holiday season. People are away.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a lot of people on holidays and all that sort of stuff. The end is nigh. The bubble is bursting. We're all going to have whiskey that we can't sell or something like that.
Yeah.
Go away. But
Scaremongering.
My attitude it always has been build it and they will come. The other side of that argument is if you talk about it enough, it's going to happen. Everybody's talking about Redbreast, strangely enough. The 7th and the final Dream cask was released 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whenever it was. But I haven't a clue. I have no idea. It could have been Christmas at this stage. It's just.
Yeah, no, the time is flying.
The 38-year-old pot still. It's mad to think that it's come to a close. I think it's a great idea. I sort of would have advocated for finishing it last year. That the Dreamcast series is now, that's it. It's bookended. 32 at the start, 38 at the end. Yeah. It's a nice, neat collection. It's a nice, neat bow on it for Billy Lighton. It is his last Dreamcast as well. He's still going to be loitering around in Midleton doing a bit of tasting. Terrible old job he has. Master Blender Emeritus he is his title.
Remembering that.
Yeah, it's his official title. I think they get you that title when they don't want you buggering off and working anywhere else. So like we're still attached to you and you still have to work for us, but he probably gets a nice wee lump sum and then he gets to top up his tan wherever he goes.
Yes.
Because Billy's
he has a cracking tan.
He does have a cracking tan. Nearly as good as mine. Look, if all me freckles join up, I'll have a hell of a tan. But anyhow, Redbreast. It's not until you do something like this do you realise how prolific the brand is. And I mean, I think we get oblivious to it here in Ireland. Redbreast 12. I mean, everybody loves the Redbreast 12. Plain old simple Redbreast 12. But there's nothing plain and old and simple about it. It is a cracking whiskey. It really does sort of, hook in an awful lot of people into the Irish whiskey. You can see what IDL's trying to do, Pernod Ricard's trying to do in America with using it as its flagship. They've done so many things now for America that you can see how they're starting to morph it. But on the top here you have these small batch collections. And those small batch collections, again, were done exclusively for bars and brands in America. So you have the Blackwells, Ryan Andrews, K&L Wine Merchants, Bevmo, Gordon's, Redstone, Bounty Hunter, and Julio's there on the end. They're a fantastic collection. I know, was it James Boland one time, God love his soul, he tried to work out how many of each bottle there is.
ABs and CDs and
it was the most complicated, convoluted way of lettering and branding things. There's A's and B's and C's and D's, and then there's numbers.
Yes.
I think he worked it out, but in total there's something like 1,500. I think that was the final number that he actually came up with. I've no idea. I think he must have paid attention for algebra at school because he was multiplying it by X's and Y's and A's and B's and everything else and the square roots and the whole lot. But he came up with that. Anyhow, that's there. That's a rare collection to have. There's very few people that actually have that full. One of them, I can't remember which one of them off the top of my head now, but one of them was particularly difficult to get. They only sold it by the measure in the shop or in the retailer, in the bar that it was. And so people were going in and buying a full bottle by the measure.
I remember I just can't think of the name.
Which one of them? I wasn't know.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
remember there was guys in America nearly being bribed to go in, buy this bottle to get it over. So there's very few of those collections. Beside that, you've got the original, and I don't know if many people actually clock this, but that's the original Dream Cask. That's the Mano Alam.
The Mano Alam.
Mano Alam. Is that not what it's called?
Well,
The Mano Alam.
say it as you see it.
Say it as you
that's
see
how
it.
would
It
say.
says a Mano Alam on the front of it. Depends on where you're from. Mano Alam. If you're from Cork, Mano Alam. But that's the original Dream Cask. That's the first ever Dream Cask. Again, I know there's a number. I believe it to be in the low thousands
Right.
of figures of those bottles that were released. They were the first one released through the bird. What's it called?
The Birdhouse.
Birdhouse. Can't think of it. I was thinking Birdwatch, something to do with birds in the front of it. But it was the first one to release through that. And again, nobody knew at the time the importance of it. And now they get a pretty bit of a premium on compared to what they are.
Yeah.
Down underneath, we have a selection of, I think we'll go to these ones first. So you've the normal 12, 15 and 21. The 21s are in short supply. The 15s, they're done as a batch each year. They do a finite amount of them, and when they're gone, they're gone. That's it. They're a real drinker's whiskey. They are probably, they're the best whiskey set, if you know, for drinkers.
Yes.
The 10s, the 12s and the 21s. And you'll have debates with
The
people
12s,
all
the
day
15s
long.
and the 21s.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Same difference. Look,
Okay.
again, I'm no accountant. I can't count. But beside that, we've got the new release of the 10-year-old, and that was the first one. That was the cask strength one that was done again as a Birdhouse exclusive. You could only get it on there. It went bananas again. Everybody went looking for that. And I know I was lucky enough to do a side by side of it with one of the old 10s there on the end, Lauren.
That's
Lauren.
not Lauren.
It's
That's
Ellen.
Ellen.
Of the old 10-year-old whiskies to taste side by side, and it's mad the difference in taste profile of them. Back this way, Mary, Josephine, Jennifer, whatever your name is. You've got the Kentucky Oak, that's the 101 proof. You've got the Listowel, you've got the Quattro Barrels, you've got the PX, and the Tawny Port. I mean, again, they've done so many little nuances, things like the Iberian series. So you've got the Iberian series with the Tawny Port, the Pedro Jimenez, and the Lustau is all part of that. Is that one part of the Iberian? It is one part of the Iberian as well, and that's a travel exclusive as well. But again, it just shows the range of Redbreast.
Yeah.
I mean, Redbreast
There's
is their showcase of the pot still style of whiskey. It has predominantly been a sherry forward thing. So a lot of the single cask projects that they've done with the Midleton single, the Redbreast single cask, were all sherry
finishes.
forward, bar the port one. And everybody loves that.
I love
That is a cracking whiskey.
Redbreast finishing.
But again, I mean, that perpetual debate over which is the best single cask, it's now morphed into which is the best dream cask. We've been lucky enough to taste, I think, them all now
all
at this
of them,
stage.
yeah.
I really like the last one.
So do I.
I think it's an exceptional whiskey. I think it's a bit softer than the 32-year-old.
100%.
Again, the ABV is lower, but I do think it's a cracking whiskey,
It's
and it's
fantastic.
probably one of my favourites, and it's a real flagship for them to go off. The problem being, as a collector, there's going to be damn all of them opened. I mean, the 32, we were lucky enough to be at events. I mean, I see Flash in Waterford doing a new event for the dinner pairing. That was a fantastic. He done that the first couple of years. Exceptional event. The first year in La Boheme in the cave, it was just another planet. It really was. It was an exceptional event. Ger Garland, again, you know, the fountain of all knowledge on Redbreast at the time. He's now the fountain of all knowledge for Keeper's Heart.
He is.
But it was a great event, and I see he's doing it again. But it'll probably be one of the few bottles that are actually opened. A few bars might open them as well. But there was a lot of the 32s opened. There was a lot of the other years opened. These 37, 38 years old ones, I don't think there's going to be that many of them opened. I mean, you can see them changing hands on all the platforms. We have a few of them in this month's auction.
Well, they should be open because they're a fantastic
Yeah,
whiskey.
it really is. And I mean, if you get a chance to open them, and the problem is, it's now €1,000 bottle.
Yeah, I know.
Never mind the secondary market. The initial purchase price probably drives up the price a wee bit. It makes it tougher for people to open as well.
I get that.
But that's it. Redbreast, I think, it deserved showcase today in our video. There is loads of Dreamcast coming up. We do have bottle number 1. We are continuing the tradition of having bottle number 1 of this year's Dreamcast. It is up for auction. It is raising money for
Birdwatch Ireland.
Birdwatch Ireland.
I know what you meant.
Them crowd.
Yeah.
And then there's a few other things. As I say, we're busy racking the room and still finalising a few bits and pieces. But we will be back with another video. I may be rambling then too.
As he does.
Until
then.
Bye.
Bye.